welcome back everyone to Sewing Thursday. I haven't uploaded throughout January really because I was very busy bringing out a really beautiful dress, but now I'm coming to the end of it. We are back to the Sewing Thursday as well, and we're starting with welt pockets. So welt pockets are usually something that really scares people, and to take the scariness out of it, we're going to start by doing it in a bag. Now this is something I've done before and it's very simple, and then we're going to go on week by week until we actually put in a slanted pocket into a garment, which is far more difficult. But this is quite easy, and the method I'm using here is probably the simplest you will ever see in terms of welt pockets. In this one I've also put a zip under, which makes people go oh, and when you follow this little tutorial you'll see that actually there's nothing to this, and this being in a bag, of course it doesn't matter very much if it's not super perfect. So shall we get started? Cut out your pocket positioning, pick up your front piece, turn it over and place your pattern piece on the top. Mark the pocket ends. Now I'm going to take a ruler and just draw across it, and on the other side as well. You also want to mark the center of the pocket here, that's quite important. Position your piece for your pocket on top so that you have got, if I roll this back here, so that it's right in the center and you've got plenty on either side and on the end. You flip it over and you put two pins in, one there and one there. It's all nicely marked. So the next thing to do now is for me to stitch with the stitch length 1, so really small all the way around. Now I've got this sewn on both sides, as you can see. If you then fold this, and now this is quite important, you've got to cut through the middle, straight through the middle, so you just snip it so you've got the correct position. So now we're going to the other end, but, and this is really important, you must not cut all the way to the end, but you are putting in an angle like this so that we can fold that away in a minute. So we're cutting all the way down, really cut into the corner. Don't be like scared or anything. If you're using stitch length 1, it should be absolutely fine. And you can see this is what it would look like, and we do the same on the other side. Push your lips into that gap. So your lips are now sitting inside, yeah, they're tucked in, they're going upwards, and when I turn this over you can see on the outside you've got a beautiful pocket, right? To make sure that this can't move anywhere, I've put a needle in here and a needle in there to just hold this baby in place. Then you turn this over, and this is where it gets easy. It's not hard at all, guys, don't be frightened. Put the zipper teeth exactly on the middle, like that, and then take a pin and pin it to the lip, look like that. Okay, see, this is what it looks like. We're not really concerned about this being now totally even over that. We don't want to sew it anywhere but to the lips. Let's go. You want to move your needle position all the way over to the left. Place it under the sewing machine and simply sew it on. Now I can just move my lips back into position, so you know they have to go upwards. So once you do that, just push them in there. So it'll sit in perfect position, your zip, because you've already placed the zip in the right position. Okay, so this is how you do it. And then before you do anything else, you want to sew across here so that this is tightly in place. To make this pocket, I've used thicker top stitching thread, and when you do that, it's really important that the tension is really high, because otherwise you get like a really loopy look. And I wouldn't do this top stitching on anything else where it's visible from both sides, because you are on a household machine going to end up with some form of loop. And so on household machines, it's important to take your time. I haven't speeded this up so you can actually see how slowly I do this stuff, you know, and I've been sewing for 25 years. There are times when you can go really fast, and then there are times where you need to take your time. So now I've sewn this in, all I have to do is basically pull these threads through to the other side. I can then also just cut my zip off, I don't need that anymore. So now I take my lining, okay, and that has to go onto this pocket. So the easiest bit is to put it onto the lower part first. We're going to sew this on, fold it down like this, and then we're going to attach it to the top. So you've got one seam line here, fold it down, attach it to the top, and then obviously all we have to do is, wait a minute, just sew down the sides on both sides and the pocket's closed and it's perfect.